Hi, Gerard. So, good first lesson there. So you've got all the basic chords down, which is good. So we kind of talked about there's sort of two different directions you can go in from there, right? So you can get all the major and minor chords first of all, right? So 12. So in other words, 12 of each because there's 12 notes. And then there's the different types of chords, the kind of the variations, like seventh chords, add nine chords, that kind of thing. And yeah, you've got a couple of those already. So we did it with just the minors, the bar chords. That is, we did it with just the minors this time. So we'll just leave it at that for now, and not to be doing too much stuff. So if you want, let's say, a B minor, you've got more than two options, but we'll just go with the two options for now. There's any number of different ways you can do this stuff, right? So you take A minor, switch it around so your index finger is free. So now you start off with the middle finger, then these two come in here. Bar underneath it, get that bar kind of on its side. Make sure it's more or less, it doesn't have to be perfectly parallel with the fret, but more or less parallel with the fret, right up to it. And make sure as well that none of, your finger is kind of fleshy here, so that can kind of spill over like that and dull the strings. So just make sure it's right up to the fret, but not too close, on its side. And since we don't use the sixth string in A minor, we won't use it in an A minor shaped bar chord either. So we're going to come up as far as the sixth string and just touch it like that. Put the chord on it, and that's A minor, A sharp minor, B minor. Now the only thing you need to remember about the notes, all of the notes, so nothing skipped like going up like that, is that you go from A to G sharp. They all have sharps except for B and D, right? So what I mean by that is you've got A sharp. Sharp just means one up. B doesn't have a sharp, so B just goes straight to C. C sharp, D, D sharp, E. E is the other exception. E just goes straight to F. So you got E, then F, F sharp, G, G sharp, and when you get to G sharp and go past that, you're back to A again. So that means then you can do any minor chord like this. You can do A minor, A sharp minor, B minor, C sharp minor, D minor, and so on. But if you want G minor, or something like that, you got to go up here, which is not ideal. So that's why it's important to have another shape that you can bar as well. So we'll take the E minor, play it like that, the ring and little finger, then coming up. So there's two frets. Well, there's a gap, a 1 fret gap between the shape and the nut. So there should be a 1 fret gap between the shape and your bar, right? So there's F minor, F sharp minor, G minor. And yeah, if you regularly wear your hands out doing those, they get a bit easier. So that's the main thing is bar chords. That's a big jump because that brings you from knowing 3 minor chords to knowing 12 minor chords at least 2 different ways, right? You could do G minor like this, or do it like that. You could do D minor like this, or you could do it like that, and you can do that way as well. So it's a big increase, and we'll do that maybe with the majors next time. The other thing we did then was the pentatonic scale. So we'll do it open for now, right? So the pentatonic scale, 2 notes per string. First of every 2 starts on the same fret. So in this case, we're starting off with an open note on each string. And then from there, we're going up by 3, up by 2, 2, 2, 3, and 3. And then back down. So down, up, picking on the way up through the scale. And you can use whatever fingers you want, just preferably not the same finger for 2 different frets. You don't want to be bouncing around when you can just use a different finger. So you could go 3rd and middle if you like, 3rd and 1st even, but just make sure they're different. Okay, so a couple of little phrases then we did were, so we've got pull off from 3 to open, same on the 2nd string, 3 to open, and staying on the 2nd string, you've got the 3rd fret sliding up to the 5th. Now, all these notes should be the same length, right? So if you do it fast, it might sound something like that, right? So what we want is a smooth phrase regardless of the speed, right? So just slow it right down. And keep your pick and movements small, right? Because, the smaller they are, the easier it is to get back to the string and kind of find where you are. If you fire it off like that, then you kind of have to look for it again. So another one we did. So pull off from 2nd fret to open, say on the D string, 4th string up, same on the 5th string, and then a longer one on the 6th. And you can throw in an E major or an E minor on the end of it just to put a little exclamation point on it. And then lastly, as you said, kind of hammering on an E minor chord. So that's open, 5th string, hammering on, so just kind of give yourself plenty of clearance and come down hard and snappy on it. Same with the D string, and then just pop the 6th string, and it's kind of just a little pentatonic phrase, or lick as they call it for some reason. Okay, so that's it, and another important thing as well is just playing the scale, like it just all the way up, all the way down. And if you want to kind of practice those techniques, you can hammer your way up and pull off your way down. Okay, so we've got minor bar chords and the pentatonic scale, and as I said, throw together whenever you can a list of songs that you'd like to do, or just if you're curious about what they're doing in it, and we'll have a look. All right, I'll see you next time.